endurance riding, because I don't like to go super fast and super quick, but I really like the long distance.
I think like women are, right? We just recently had an endurance runner in Britain that broke all the records, men and women. So I think that women are like, we're geared in life towards the long-term goal, not short-term. And so like endurance, like we're killing it in the realm of endurance.
I love endurance racing, and I love training for it, because it really makes you you have to spend time on your bike. Right. And for me, my bike, when I go for a ride, it's my escape. It is my alone time, whether, I do it a lot alone, but I also do it with a few good friends. And it's just my time to escape and be into nature and get into the woods. So it's kind of my excuse, because I'm like, I have to go train.
Right, exactly. Yeah, because you can't, it's not, you could maybe, with a shorter race, you can get away with maybe not training as well. Or, a sprint try, like maybe you didn't spend as much time on the bike, but you can still get away with it. But to do these types of races, you can't. No. You can't do that. If you're not, you have to prepare.
You have to spend a lot of time. So this particular race is actually in April. It's a 5-day race down in Pisgah National Forest down in North Carolina. And because it's in April, it means I have to train over the winter, which is something I really am not a fair weather rider. I mean, I'm a fair weather rider. I don't like riding when it's cold or when it's wet and all this other stuff. So this has been a big challenge for me.
Yeah.
But it was an amazing experience, and it literally was 5 days. Every day was 35, 40 miles. I think in the end it was 140 miles and 40,000 feet of climbing, which I'm not a climber at all. So it just challenged every aspect of my fortitude for riding. It just challenged everything. And I did it with some friends, and it was super fun. I wasn't out there to win. I just wanted to finish, and I did. And so I'm doing it again. It's a total glutton for punishment, because I finished the race, and like right when I finished, I was like, I'm never doing this again. And then like the next week, I'm like, sign me up. I don't care. I forgot all that pain.
All any race director needs is a week.
Yeah.
Like literally at the end of the race, no one is doing it.
Right.
And then a week later, everyone signs up for the next year.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So doing it again.
Awesome. Yeah. All right. So tell me now, in addition to that training, I guess, or part of that training, you are doing something fun right now.
Yeah.
Another glutton for punishment, maybe. That's called freezing saddles.
Yeah.
So tell me about freezing saddles.
So Bike Arlington puts on this annual freezing saddles program where anybody can sign up, and basically you sign up and you agree to the whole thing is that you're riding every day, starting January 1st through the end of March, and you get points. So every day that you ride, you get 10 points, and then you get a point per mile, and every week, you add up your miles and for up to 100 miles. So, and then they put you on teams. So everything is followed through Strava, which many people use to track, whatever they're doing. And so it's a huge challenge, because last year I spent a lot of my time on my indoor trainer because I didn't want to go ride in the wet or the cold, and this year this has challenged me to just get outside. Yeah. And no matter what, and everybody always tells me if you have the right gear and if you have the right clothing, you can do anything outside and any weather. And it's true. I mean, this year I've invested a little bit more money than I usually do in like the right gloves, the right boots, everything, so that I can keep riding.
Well, we've kind of had to this year too.
Oh my gosh,
it's so ridiculously bitter and wet. And
so we've had to learn and adapt, and so it's actually easier than I thought.
Yeah. And I always feel like it's like getting out there enduring is maybe not always like the best. When I'm out there, I don't ride as much as I run, but I might be miserable during. As soon as I'm done, I'm so happy I did it.
Yeah.
So happy. Yeah. And I need to focus more on how happy I am when I've completed it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we spend enough time in that place. And that's really what's going to drive you to kind of get out there the next day and the next day and the next day. Or a fun little challenge like this.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. It's funny because I finish every ride, and because we have to track it through Strava, that's actually really helped me continue to be motivated, because I'm looking at my Strava, I'm looking at my numbers. Like I said, I figured out that I'm kind of a competitive person, and so I'm looking at everybody else and what they're doing, and there are some crazy people out there doing some crazy miles, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And the funny thing about this whole freezing saddles is I had a customer who came in, who is not a rider. I mean, she's, rides once a week or so. And she came in and she said, I'm signing up for this. And I was like, holy cow, really?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, I have to do this. I'm just going to challenge myself. And I'm like, all right, if you're in, I'm in. I'm going to do this too.
There's a fun, I guess, cyclist in DC, recreational, like more recreational. From I think her like pseudonym is DC Mailboxes, and she does like Coffeeneuring and just these like little challenges. And I think Errandonee, there's some kind of word in France or race in France or something, and she does like a little take on it, and it's very similar in that you like get out there every day or have a certain challenge. Yeah. And like when you can add that little piece to it, like even if you're only competing against yourself or if you're competing against other people, it's like it gets you out there. It's good.
It's super cool. I mean, the other night, it was 7:00 at night, it was raining, windy, and I'm like, oh my God, I haven't done my mile today. I got to get my mile, at least a mile in. So I bundled up, and the family's looking at me like, what are you doing?
Right.
Like,
you're like, I can't break it. I'm days in, I can't break it. All right. So someone who wants to get started, the exciting thing and one of the reasons why I brought you here today is because you are the owner of the bike lane. And so you have a lot of experience for people who have not done this before, or like where to go, where to get started, how to do it. And how to do it, I mean, obviously there are certain things that we have to buy, but how to do it so that we're not spilling out tens of hundreds of dollars right in the beginning. Right.
Yeah, and you don't have to. I mean, mountain biking, you know, in order to go mountain biking, you do have to have a mountain bike.
Sure.
And it needs to have, the knobby tires, and it should have a suspension on it, and it should be something that's going to be able to take that terrain, but you don't have to spend a fortune on it. As a matter of fact, we actually sell used bikes, so we take trade-in. So if you have a bike that, is a road bike or a hybrid bike, and you're all of a sudden like, I want a mountain bike, bring it in and you trade it in. And
nice.
But we also do used bikes, and used bikes are great. The only thing and a lot of people buy used bikes online, which is great. You just have to be aware that you need to make sure it fits. Like the other day, we did a little fit session on our Facebook Live about how to make sure a bike fits properly.
Yeah, and you have a bike fitter
and
right at the shop.
We have a bike fitter, so because bike fit's so important, because if you're not comfortable on your bike, you're not going to ride it, And so our goal, our mission as a shop is to make sure people stay on their bikes and keep riding and can, make cycling a part of their life. And if you're uncomfortable, it gets hung up in the garage and you never ride it again.
Yeah. And I love too, because when you just recently did the Facebook Live, like you said, on bike fitting, and what I really liked is that there's such a focus in your shop on personalizing that fit versus, the old days when we said, well, you have to be at this degree of an angle and you have to be here and you have to be there. It's all about like customizing it based on your body and what you have going on and what your goals are, right?
Yeah, we truly start wherever the person is. It's not, I've had the experience when I was starting to ride of walking into a bike shop and they're telling you, this is what you need, and this is what you need, and da-da-da, and they don't listen. And it's just like, no, I need somebody to listen to me. I'm an individual. I want to do this, this, and this, and this is how I'm going to do it.
Totally.
And that's how we approach every customer that walks in, that, everybody's starting where they are.
Yeah.
And we're just here to help them get the right tool.
Yeah.
So...
All right.
Yeah.
And so then you do some clinics as well.
Yeah.
So when do those start? Are they throughout the year, or?
Typically we do them in the spring, and then also in the fall. We'll do beginner mountain bike classes, and we take people out on the trail just to get comfortable. We do a bunch of different clinics too. We do maintenance clinics, which is really important. Bike maintenance clinics once a month, because if you don't want to get stranded on trail. So learning how to change a flat is really important. Having the right tools to do it. All these things.
No AAA on the trail.
Actually, Uber will now pick you up. Only if you're on your road bike. But, it's important, I think, as women that we have the tools that make us, confident that if we go out and we have a flat tire or, something happens on our bike, that we can fix it.
Yeah.
And that's like being prepared is, really, really important.
And like super empowering too.
Super empowering.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like when I can fix something on my car or on my computer, like I want to be able to do that. I don't want to have to depend on someone else to do that.
Absolutely.
And I think, would you say, I may be right or wrong on this, but for your everyday cyclist, mountain biking, you probably need to kind of look at that maintenance maybe a little more closely than you would on bike, regular, riding on a road?
Yeah, yes and no.
Okay.
I mean, everybody should be thinking about it.
Yes.
Because it is one of those things where it can, if you don't maintain your bike, it can quickly destroy something that will cost a lot more money to fix than if you just maintain
like maybe someone who left their bike out in the back and said, I'll put a tarp over it tomorrow, and then 2 years later had to get rid of their bike because it was all rusted out. I might be speaking from experience there. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, not a good idea. So it's important to bring your bike in, get it working, get it fixed up, and then maintaining it is key, just to keep, a bike can last a lifetime. Mm-hmm. There's no reason it shouldn't. And so if you maintain it, it will. And I'm glad you brought up the word empowering, because that is such a great word just to go back to mountain biking. It's such a great word for mountain biking, because it is empowering to be able to go over an obstacle. It's empowering to climb up a hill, and it's empowering even to go down a hill that's like a little bit scary.
Yeah.
And so I think that is truly what I love about mountain biking. It has given me, it's really why it gave me the opportunity to become a business owner. And it gave me the courage to do that, because I had done so many things on my mountain bike that I just didn't have confidence before I got on a mountain bike to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. And trails, there's just something about being in the trails in general, whether you're biking, running, whatever you're doing, like just seeing the earth and the roots under your tires and how you're able to kind of push up that hill and what you're capable of beyond, what we kind of see when we're in a little bit more of a sterile environment.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's amazing.
It really is. And it's just, or even to like get down the trail and stop and just listen, and you hear the birds and you hear the squirrels running around, and it's just like, you can breathe.
Yeah, it's your soundtrack. You don't need music when you're out there.
No, not at all.
All right, so we talked a little bit about the bike lane today. Mm-hmm. Is there anything else that you would like to I think we kind of weaved it throughout because I was so excited about everything that you're doing. But is there anything else you'd like us to know about the bike lane?
Well, I guess we talked a little bit about we did open a brewery inside our bike shop, which is fun.
What's the name of the brewery? Is it just the Bike Lane?
It's Bike Lane Brewing.
Nice.
And we serve great coffee by Swings Coffee, so we have really good coffee and beer. So my husband does the brewing, and it's just been a really cool thing to bring all of it together. So, but the Bike Lane is a cool bike shop in that we're just very personable. We want everybody to get riding. Just some little business things. All of our bikes, we come with lifetime adjustments.
Okay.
We have price guarantee. We're a big Trek dealer, so everything, and we also sell all of our products online. So you can go online and find out a lot at thebikelane.com.
Oh, nice. So you could go online and kind of do a little research before you come in, and then, if I had more questions, ask there, or even purchase online?
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, what we were talking about before we started this, we also have a mobile bike shop.
Yeah.
So our mobile bike shop actually will come to your house. If you don't have a way to get the bike in for service, we'll come to your house and either service it there or we'll bring it to the shop for you.
So we do kind of have AAA for bike.
Yeah, we do, actually.
Recently, too, for bike fitting, you now have online. Is that correct?
Yeah, so you can schedule a fitting online.
Okay.
You can actually schedule a lot online. You can schedule bike fittings online. If you want a mobile service